Hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. This is the first stream I'm doing on YouTube. I used to be on Twitch and heard some different things about that and just decided that if I want to be doing this, especially since I already have some videos on this channel, I may as well just stick with YouTube full time. So I got some stream elements in OBS pulled together. It's a little bit wacky at the minute. I haven't quite finished off everything and I don't know if I have stream elements finalized yet, but we'll deal with it. So in the meantime, welcome. I have some videos over on Twitch if you want to get caught up, but basically what we're going to be doing today is playing Satisfactory. It's a first-person factory world builder, basically a sandbox, and we are building an underwater tunnel for trains to pass through today. And it comes through a little building glitch that I discovered. I don't know how prevalent it is or how well known it is within the community, but it's something that I enjoy exploiting and being able to create cool stuff out of it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, and we'll see how far the channel can grow. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So this is Satisfactory, the loading screen. It'll take a little bit to load because of the load on the computer. But fun fact about Satisfactory is it's going to be updating soon, and there's a lot of hype around that. It's jumping from Unreal Engine 4 to 5, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm going to wait for a couple of months for the bugs to get patched in the experimental version before it gets moved to the early access version. And yeah, besides that, I love this game. It's super pretty. It has a lot of fun things you can do in it. But yeah, here's what I'm talking about. So we have our factory over there. It's going to be making a certain item for us, and we need to port materials from over here to there. And so to do that, I could just build a over the water train, or I could build a tunnel. And I think building tunnels are much more fun. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Is just building out these tunnels. The glitch that I discovered is that while you're unable to build in water, so for instance, if I grabbed this and had myself actively building above water, when I go in right here, it deletes that. I actually need to look and make sure. That's the first time they've collided, by the way, that little message. Interesting. I don't care enough about them, and they're not breaking anything. This whole track can break down for now. So anyway, you saw that what I was trying to do got removed. But if I'm already in the water and I try to do it, then it allows me to do some building. So that's the exploit that I'm talking about. It's not a huge one, and I would be able to do it above water as well. But there are some things that it's just easier to do when you're already under the water. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Alternatively, I could go in and use blueprints to make this. And I might, but I don't know. I think I'll be okay if I don't. So yeah, that is what we are going to be doing today, is just building out this tunnel. And you know what? We are actually going to build it out this way. There we go. Yeah, just like that. So yeah, we'll be going around doing that for a very long time. Oh no! Oh, I thought I had already passed it, but apparently I hadn't. That's unfortunate, but might not be for the worst. So, what I'm talking about is it's impossible to have these tunnels go in curves just based on the materials that are being used. And so you have to go a straight shot. And I thought I had managed to go out far enough that way that I could bypass that island right there. But apparently not. Don't know why I didn't look at where I was before that. But I'm also thinking that I'm going to have to go... I'm going to have to turn from that spot anyway. And so... it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. Oh, some notes about game settings I suppose I should mention is I don't play with hostile creatures on. I have it as they won't attack me unless I attack them first. It's just a more enjoyable gameplay experience for me, so really the only thing that I have to worry about taking damage is my own stupidity, which you could classify what I was doing there as stupidity, but we carry on. So yeah, I'm going to need to go above this whole island, which I don't think is the worst because originally I was going to have it come over here, and this just gets super busy. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. Okay, so we'll just continue on with what I originally had. While I'm over here, though, I'm going to need to get some supplies because I'm running low on fuel. We'll also take these and eat them real quick. Like so, and we also need to stop by here real quick to convert the slugs that I just got into some energy capsules because I'm running low on my power shards. In fact, it looks like I was out of power shards. All right. Give me a second here. Go to this. Okay, moving on. Nice. Super cool. Okay, there is a collectible there, some summer sloop that I won't collect. Nope, past the tunnel. See, that's what threw me off, is I would go exploring on that island and then come back and I wouldn't be in the same spot that I was. So yeah, just going to be, today is all about building this tunnel out. And I have tested putting a train down here and it works. Also, these colors have to stay the way that they are because I cannot get to them from the surface without deleting whole stuff, and that just takes so much time, and so they are going to stay where they are. Dang it. The one problem with this is if I mess up, I cannot remove them unless I go up to the surface. It's a little hard to get in the water correctly, but the signs alone might make me go and build a blueprint, by the way. Looking at how this is going. Because the other problem that's going to come up next is I'm going to have to go through... Dang it. Yeah, I honestly might just go and get a blueprint made of this and then build it out that way. The only problem that I foresee with that, though, is how I am going to place the blueprint down. Alternatively, to save on time, we're not going to build our roofs. So yeah, exciting gameplay at its finest. So under this glitch, since we're not allowed to start in or open the build menu while underwater, it also means... Oh, I wonder... No, that doesn't work. That means that I wouldn't be able to open blueprints underwater, so I'd have to wait until the update comes out to be able to copy a blueprint. Which is why I am so hesitant in making a blueprint on this, because it could just be a lot of work that I'm then unable to do anything with. But yeah, for signs alone, signs are finicky. But they also might be something I just do on the surface. I think this is going much faster than it was before. Okay, and I also see that we are running out soon. Like right then. So, we will finish those off at a later time. Let me just go through and finish copying them down. need to get some height on this. We really want to get down like this. Oh, dang it. Okay, this will work. From what I can tell, as long as you're swimming, you will maintain your Z position. Maybe you'll rise a little bit. But the reason why I have to be in the water for this is because the copy paste that I was just doing right there only works when you're close up. See, right here there's no option, and it's not even and it's not letting me do it. So we now work on doing it for this. Okay, so yeah, there's that. I will finish the science at a later date. I might even do it off stream because it will be an annoyance. But for now, take this and build out that way. And then go under the water. And we just build stuff out. Also, we'll give this a try for a little bit, this streaming on YouTube, and we'll see how I'm feeling about this. Because, I mean, it's always nice to get views, and I wasn't getting a lot of them on Twitch, but I'm not doing the things that quantify me getting views on YouTube either, which I don't mind too terribly much. And so we'll see. Maybe I do go back to Twitch. We'll see. I would definitely keep the stream format to what I have made it now, and that might help with the monotony of it all. We'll have to see. Okay, there's that next section done. And I think right here is when we have to start coming up. Yeah, you see how this is starting to meld into the rock? We're going to have to start coming up now. Our ascent needs to start right here. And I think one of them is lost forever. Yeah, it is. Can't get to it. Okay, so right here we're going to need to do a ramp of 2. Yeah, and that gets us out of the water. And then customizer materials. We use grip metal for these. I'm pretty sure this is where we had it, over on the edge over here. Yes, it is. Okay, so next thing we do, since we have that base pretty much done, is we're actually going to, for now, build this out. Sorry for that lag right there. Saving is hard on this sometimes. Okay. So now head back and we start laying track. I think it'll look really cool, especially once we get the signs down. One, two, three, four, 5. Plus 1 on the bottom, so 1, 2, 3. So this needs to go right here. And we take that foundation and we place it here. And
picking up multiple fix-it personnel in the area. Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
Thank you, computer. We're gonna hear her for a little bit, guys.
Harvest.
Sorry. It's a really creepy voice. I dislike it, but yeah, it's coming from over there. Always gives me the chills whenever I hear it. And I don't have the capacity right now to get rid of it either. No, I do not. Okay. So now we've built this out. Next thing we need to do is build this out and up. Out and up. So we have this ending right here. We'll have it go all the way up until we hit the edge of the island, I think. No, we're going to have it end right here. Then we're going to come in and take our ramps. And we're going to have it go up. think this should be tall enough to go above the gas. Yeah, at least the rocks, and that's what matters most. Okay, now we back up like 4-ish, and then some might think me crazy, but I really hate going into the materials menu, and so I will just grab that ramp and bring it over to here. And pull it down into this. I think that's about even. We'll let the creature go back. Oh, angered another creature though. Okay, we do that. Now, what we need to do is port in the tracks again. And this isn't exactly how it's going to be. Once we get above the island, I think I'm going to do a more monorail style instead of having this be here. So I'll show you what I have in mind for that. So it's neat to see how this looks. Yeah, no. Okay, we got ten in total, so this is going to go up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think is right here. I gotta go here first. And that was up 2. Okay, so we need to go up and leave 2 at the top right there. And then that. Excellent. Then we just bring this all the way over. Right there. And then this is where it gets tricky, because now what's going to happen is we need to bring in these tracks into there. Okay, something like that will work. It looks rather nice. And then we do the same right there, if it would let us. I don't like it when my stuff goes through things though. So basically what I'm seeing based on my tests and trying to do this is it should work. It's just saying no, I'm not even going to try. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so that's all powered now. So let me show you what I envision for this. We're going to get rid of that scaffolding and put more monorealistic stuff. So that means pillars. I'm going to be putting pillars in there. So what that means is I will take, first I can delete this all together. I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to take a locomotive, this one, and did I put it the right way? I did. And I will drive it down this way. This is a point when I wish you could enable first person mode. But then you get under the water. And you come over to here. And your journey's done. So yeah, that's what I envisioned for this. And so now we do this, and we do this. And this we will have an all black train. Usually I try to keep, this is what I mean. So we're going to do load the factory green, and then just bring this all the way down. Oh, I meant to do it the other way. That and this. There we go. Because what this is bringing in is petroleum coke. And what that is a byproduct of oil. And its use is similar to that of coal. And we're going to use that byproduct to put things in so that into a machine so we can make steel. So on that note as well, we are going to do this. And this. Just because we can. And you're running now. Yes, you are. 105 coupons, by the way. Let's go. And yeah. Now we need to rename this. For now, its name is just Train. We're going to name it I had another chain that I named. I want to see what I named it. Okay. By the way, obsessed about taggers. And so I figure out a way to do it on all of these. So we just named it West Quartz Spire Taggers. So this one is going to be named PC Transport Tagger. PC Transport Tagger. And this should have the same name. It does. So now that we have that done and set up, what we need to do, this is an unload. I'm going to head back and get the setup for our next thing. So this is what's known as a push and pull transport tiger train, however you want to call it. What we're going to do is we're going to say we want to go from here to here. And we can turn on the driving now. And it'll go back and it'll come back. Don't worry too much about it. So before it gets back, what we're going to do is create a junction switch, a junction node, because we don't want things crashing into each other while they're coming through. So the way we do this is like this. So basically what this is saying is this will check to make sure anything is in this area. If it is not, it will allow trains to go through. This is just creating a block. So from this section to this section right here, this is all part of the same thing, which if we look at the color coordination with it, you can see the various tracks. So that's a red stripe track, this is an orange stripe track, this is a blue line track, then it resumes to a brighter orange track, and then a yellow track, and this is a blue right here, leading up to right here, which turns into a light blue. And we don't need to ever put any signals over there because this will be the only train ever to be going along that track over there. So what this will do then is it will come into this station right here. Oh, well, I'm going to have to change that up. Yeah, I was thinking a little bit differently when I first put this together. So good to know. We're going to need to change this and put this in its place. And this can come here as well. And I have this. Yeah, you know what? This can come here. And then we do this. Sure, good enough. It's a little bit slanted, but it'll work. Another thing that we need to do is how this whole system works is when a train comes through carrying supplies and it comes here to receive them into its cargo, what will happen is, give me a sec, I need to do this real quick. What will happen is this will lower the items onto the train, and then the train will be on its way. While it's loading the items, this can no longer receive any items, thus creating a bottleneck. And I've mentioned before on stream that I do not want to have any, not a bottleneck, a backup, a backlog, and I don't want any backlog going into that. So what we're going to do right here is create two things. First, we're going to need a merger, and the merger will go right here. And then we will also need over here a smart splitter. And what will happen is we will tell this that petroleum coke will go that way. The overflow will go to the left. Then we will take a storage container, like so, and put it here. We will then have this. Oh, it might be too close. I think it's too close. We're going to first build out our storage container. Actually, storage container can live there. There we go. And then we get our smart splitter, put it right here. We do the same thing again. There we go. So what will happen is the train comes to pick up items. This will no longer accept items. So this will back up. It will back up until it hits this, at which point this will say, oh, there is overflow, and it will start going into here. This will start collecting items and push a few into here. That's fine. The rest of the items will start moving into this. When the train leaves and it starts accepting items again, it will take a combination of the two to get the process going again. And I've tested this before on another factory, and I haven't had any problems with it. But just to be safe, we are going to upgrade this so it can handle the double influx of items when that occurs. So we now have our system set up correctly, like so. It's docking, and what that means is it's waiting for anything to come in, and then it'll head off again. The way that we work around this is we tell it wait until one load or unload has happened. Yeah, we'll just leave it as that. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do now is we need to start getting our petroleum coke to come over. And the way that we're going to do that is right here, increase to 150%, which gives me this. And I'm also 150% would give me 180, which I think is necessary because this is collecting 60 and this is only outputting 40. Okay, so I am going to replace this thing with, I'm going to replace the recipe here with one, instead of producing fuel, as one that instead produces petroleum coke. Then the petroleum coke will go through all the different schematics, all the different logistics, and head out into our train station. And I think I can do that right now, actually, can't I? Okay, yeah, let's do that real quick. So we'll take this, won't need you anymore, and we'll change the recipe after this is done. Right now, petroleum coke. And then we do this and increase it all the way up. Now we have petroleum coke headed out. Follow this conveyor belt. You can see the frequency increase right here. And it'll start loading into our station right here. The train just left, so this is actually going to be a near accurate representation of how much is going to come in. Because the 15 seconds is the time it takes for a dock to happen when there's items coming in and out of it. I think the stack limit is 200 for petroleum coke. Yep. Our train has headed out. We can track its progress on the map. Should see it above, coming over the hill very soon. There it is. Okay, and now you'll get to see what happens. So, basically, this hand engages, comes in, picks something up, and then we'll drop it onto that. Like so. And, like I mentioned before, it's now piled up. It stopped it stopped accepting, so now we have the excess coming in and filing into here. And it started again, so 55 extra after that's done. So now the items will come over through here. Into our tunnel. And yes, it was completely unnecessary. I mean, look at how short that tunnel was. It was going to be longer, but again, I messed up the location of it. So, that's okay. It was something cool. So now, once we reach here, it will take this and deposit it right here. And when it's doing stuff, it is incredibly difficult to see what's happening. In fact, it looks to be impossible. I'm mashing my face right in it. There we go. And now, this system, what's happening is items will come here. This will be a buffer. I have my plant turned off at the moment. I think. I should. I'm actually going to have to go make sure. Regardless, I have my miners turned off. And so the things that it needs to actually make the stuff is not set up. Okay, but yeah, we have the items go up through there and into this machine. Looks like everything is running. It's not the end of the world because nothing else is running because there is no extra items. The reason why this is making stuff at all is because when I was testing it before, I didn't realize that my miners were running. This way we're able to get this all filled. And what will happen next is once that gets filled, it'll back up, which just happened right there, and then we'll start creating a buffer. So we'll let this go on for like maybe 2 or 3 more cycles just so we get a decent buffer going. And the it says it's transferring 1 item a minute. That's not good. This is why we have a buffer. We're transferring from the other one 180 petroleum coke a minute. $180 coke a minute. So that means let's see how much this has in it. It has 2 stacks, so that's 400, 520-ish. 500 divided by 180. 518. And it's this. 518 divided by 180. It takes almost 3 minutes to deliver things. So we need 3 minutes worth of buffer before we can start our factory. So yeah, we'll let it go through one more time, I think. And we'll actually increase the rate that this comes through. We'll help it out for right now. Where'd it go? There you are. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, if this will let me, we need to upgrade this. There we go. That should help the buffer out a lot. We also want to upgrade this just to be safe. Okay, so we'll let this go through one more time, I think, and then we can start our miners and get the factory up and running. Here it comes. Okay, there is... I have never been in the way while it's unloading a train freight. So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming that it's just going to glitch right through me. Yeah, I figured. Okay, so that's all coming out now. Okay, so once this gets filled, we will start up our factory. Which by the time I get up there and get everything going, it will probably do that. So let's go do this. So, welcome to our factory. It's a very nice place to be. This controls the power to it. I'm going to turn it off for now, so we can go turn on our miners, and when we turn the power back on, they will turn on simultaneously. Even though I don't know exactly why that will do anything, but I just want them both to be turned on at the same time. Went the wrong way. Okay, it's on now. Hello, bird. This is on now. So, okay, that was weird. Now, we are going to go turn on the power, and the factory will be up and running. Momentous occasion. So, I explained this on Twitch, but in case you weren't here for it, we got iron and limestone coming from over there. We have petroleum coke coming from over there, depositing here. The petroleum coke will go here. The iron gets split between 9 different smelters over here. We are already getting some iron right now. It'll take a little bit for the factory to get up to full speed, full capacity, because this is done in a filter configuration. I'm not quite sure what you would call it. I forget. There's a specific term that people use and I've forgotten it. But this will get full first, and then the rest of these will take their turns getting full. Then they make aluminum. This makes steel. Or sorry, this makes iron. This makes steel. We come through here, and I need to find a way up. And through a little bit of logistics down here, these make concrete, these two. These make steel beams. These make steel pipes, and all those. Then the rest of these make a combination of screws, iron rods, and iron plates. These items are then brought up to the surface, to the top of the factory, and sorted out. And they are taken to these, which will make iron plates. Some of them will make encased industrial beams. And then iron plates along with iron rods will make modular frames. And then some screws will be sent down as well. Everything is deposited 1.5 layers down. Which will take us over to here, where the items are brought in to this manufacturer. And we're about to get things going. So screws will come down here, put into here. We've got modular frames coming down in here, encased industrial beams here, and steel pipes here. They'll make heavy modular frames, which is the whole point of this. It takes 30 seconds to make one, which is why it's 2 per minute. And this will come over to here and deposit things into this. Once that gets full, it'll come up to this smart splitter right here. And get deposited into this, which is the awesome sink, which just takes excess materials and converts it into points, which gives us coupons like that. So yeah, that is the factory, and it is now up and running. I suppose it was unlucky for Twitch that I moved before they got to see it finish, but you know, I wasn't getting many views over there anyway. So anyway, that is a brief taste of Satisfactory. I will be back on YouTube. I stream about 10 to 12, and it's more of a 11 to 1 stream, like at night. So like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., that kind of thing, 10 to midnight on Monday through Saturday, just playing some Satisfactory. And what we'll be doing next time is converting this to monorail technology, meaning we will take these beams and put them underneath the rails instead of having this right here. And then after that, we will finish decorating our factory up there, and then we will move on to completing phase 3 right here. And that will be a fun exercise in transportation, because I haven't done a factory that is completely dependent on on inputs yet. So that'll be fun. I suppose you guys deserve to see this. I realize that my trains are still stuck, so let's go fix that real quick, and then you'll be able to get to see the rest of my base. So first thing we need to do is bear with me. This is a little scuffed, but it'll work. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So my trains are stuck right here. So we will take a quick path to go fix them, and you'll get to see the rest of my factories, which is a great experience. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This is my starter base. This is the very first factory I made in this world. It was done using a guide. That is my power plant. There's another factory farther along. That's the main train station, the base train station. And then we're going up here to my very first planner necessary base. It was just so complicated that I couldn't figure it out on my own. Wham! Okay, so what you saw right there is what happened to my trains over here. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened. Because again, like I said, I've never seen it happen before. But it's a scuffed procedure on the best of days, so it doesn't surprise me that it happened. Turn on self-driving again. but it must have just barely clipped each other for that to happen. Turn on self-driving again. Happened to this too. Well, good to know. These don't do anything. I just like seeing trains move around. Okay, next we're actually going to wait for this other train to go through so we don't have the same collision happen again. And then I will take us back to the other place. Okay, and now we are going to head to the northbound oil field. So this is my very first vertical elevator for piece of track for piece of track for this world. And at the bottom of it is a very, very small valley that takes a lot of effort to do anything with. And so the train switches are so complicated that I have to let the trains figure it out on their own. Because, I mean, look at that. It's like near impossible. There's so many switches to choose and whatnot. It's just easier to tell the trains to figure it out on their own, and I'm just going to take a back seat for that part. And so, yeah, that valley is very hard to get in and out of, and having two vertical lifts, elevations, doesn't help. But I got it figured out, and it works, and I have a train actively using it to deposit items and necessary equipment in another factory. So that is very cool. I apologize. So now I will take over again because this is a slightly different path that I want it to take on its own. This piece of track, by the way, is not going to be permanent. It's just a side track that I use as I am building. I'm eventually going to build a train station either up in the air with supports or down on the ground down there and just connect it that way. Haven't decided quite yet. I'm thinking that I'm going to have it in the air just because of how complicated it gets down there. But yeah, it has its own complications. So yeah, fix the trains. That's what I wanted to do. And the manufacturer should have made a couple of its items now. There we go. We got 6 of them! Like I said, it'll take a little bit for the factory to get fully operational. The reason why heavy modular frames are so important You don't need them for supercomputers, thank goodness. But this will be quite interesting to make in the future. But you use them. I wish there was a list of what uses them. That'd be really cool. But things you do use them for in like active building are your train systems. Everything requires heavy modular frames, besides railways and signals. And right now what I've been doing is just inputting the materials manually, and I want to get away from that, obviously. So that's what we're doing here. So yeah, the factory's up and running. We'll just let this sit now, and it'll figure itself out. I'm expecting to see a lot of this, and we should be getting more encased beams and more modular frames. And with, like I said, the way that the logistics are set up, it will favor one type of item over the rest. The only thing I care about are the steel items. This can get overfilled, this can get overfilled, this can get overfilled, as long as this doesn't get overfilled. And that's because we're going to be using the petroleum coke as much as we can. And the petroleum coke is coming from oil refineries. And the oil refineries, if they get backed up, is not a good time. Not a good time at all. So if we come over to here, petroleum coke is still being brought in. Our iron is still being brought in. There should be at least one. There we go. There should be at least one that is a little less than the others. And it doesn't matter which one, as long as it gets everything it needs, you're fine. And in fact, I'm going to steal from you and put it in here, because it goes through its iron the most. It'll probably work itself out to go farther down eventually anyway. It's just how the logistics work. There was one more thing I wanted to check on, and I'm forgetting what that was now. That was down here. So now let's go check our buffer for petroleum coke. Okay, it looks like we are going to be overfilling, and I think that's to be expected. I'll go check up on the foundry again. But that's why we have this right here. So when this gets overfilled, it'll just go straight into here, and we can just send it into points. And I will figure out a system to get down here that's a little bit more robust and better. But for now, this will work. And we're checking up on the foundry. So we're delivering the 180. It only wants 153. And so we are going to be overflowing quite heavily, to the point that I might be able to add a power generator down here. Let's test that out real quick. And we'll snag one. Put it in. We need 25 a minute. So we can have one of these. It's you might say it's not even worth it at that point, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it anyway. So what that means is we'll table that for now. But we're delivering 180 a minute. The coal generator takes 25 a minute, and so that puts us right below 180. Yeah, because that'll be 178. And so that will be an effective use of everything we're going to be receiving. So yeah, cool stuff. We will continue this on Monday. So I thank you all so very much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope that we can have a lot of good times on YouTube. I appreciate the feedback that I got on Twitch, and I hope that I could have the same good fortune over here on YouTube. I don't know. We're going to have to see. We're just going to have to see. It might turn out that I like working with Twitch more, and I can work with stream elements a little bit better on Twitch. We'll just have to see. But in the meantime, again, I thank you so much for joining me on stream today, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye.